in the name of Jesus from South America. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here. They're coming here from Africa. Pika hata anda ata. I hear the sound of victory. Pika hata anda ata. I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of victory. I hear the sound of
winning, winning, winning.
Pika hata anda ata.
Winning, winning, winning.
Pika hata anda ata. Oh, the bata rata ande eke eke
Should I play this? This is one of the most vile callers we have. Take a listen to this. I have not pre-screened this, so let me just warn you. This may not be suitable for children.
Hey, little prickless. Now that your hero is there, are you going to sit there in your little kimono and wear your little hat, eat rice? Because it's going to be called no free speech, red Chinese communist speech. But you can't have pork because you might offend the Ayatollahs. After all, they're going to love this too. They're going to make a bomb, and I hope they drop it right on your freaking ass. But you can't have pork. But you can't have pork. But you can't have pork. I'd like to stick that microphone right up your ass. You can't have pork. You can't have pork. You can't have pork.
Which, to any experienced investigator, prosecutor, would suggest that there was a plan from a centralized place to execute these various acts of voter fraud, specifically focused on big cities, and specifically focused on, as you would imagine, big cities controlled by
David Pac-Man. David Pac-Man. Man, hombre.
David Pac-Man es un hombre malo. Poderosamente progresista.
It's a rigged system.
the system is totally rigged.
David Pac-Man. And I'm sure he's listening because he watches every word. And I guarantee you one thing. He's watching us like he never watched anybody before. Man, hombre.
Poderosamente progresista.
One of the most serious challenges our countries face is the specter of
David Pac-Man.
the wrecker of nations and destroyer of societies.
Man.
The Dominion voting systems, the Smartmatic technology software were created.
All right. Wow. What an introduction. I am completely undeserving of it. I can tell you that for sure. We are here because we are just minutes from very powerful testimony. Now, I already have to explain. By testimony, do I mean anything that is legally valid? Will Rudy Giuliani be under oath? I don't believe so. So the term testimony is quite loose. I'm using the term loosely. We will see if he is actually sworn in. But we are standing by for Rudy Giuliani, and I think it is going to be absolutely bananas. And I have so many things to play for you guys today. I have new songs. I have emails. I have a hilarious OnlyFans call that we took today. I have, what else do I have? I always come prepared for people. We may even open the phone lines depending on how things go. Jake asked via Super Chat whether I saw Trump's address to the nation and that it was demented. It was completely crazy. I have a couple of clips of it. We can just look at one. Check this out. This is like, it's completely insane. Hold on, let me get the right thing going for you here. Yeah, listen to this.
This election was rigged. Everybody knows it. I don't mind if I lose an election, but I want to lose an election fair and square. What I don't want to do is have it stolen from the American people. That's what we're fighting for, and we have no choice to be doing that.
By the way, what's with this camera angle?
We already have the proof. We already have the evidence, and it's very clear. Many people in the media and even judges so far have refused to accept it.
It's so funny, like everything's projection. It's the only person refusing to accept anything are Trump and his supporters. The media has, even Fox News during the day has accepted that Joe Biden won. Judges look at the evidence and they say there's no merit to this. It's all just total projection. And listen, this is good. Trump takes out a chart. This is really wild.
That Wisconsin, we're leading by a lot. And then at 3:42 in the morning, there was this. It was a massive dump of votes.
Oh, God. I have a lot of massive dump content for you guys. I'm going to cover this more extensively tomorrow. But the funny thing about the 3:42 a.m. is, remember on election night, Pennsylvania stopped counting. I don't remember. We were all here. I don't remember if it was 10 p.m. or 11 p.m. And the right wingers were going crazy saying they're stopping the count in the middle of an election. That's suspicious. Dave Rubin said I guess they needed naps. I don't know why they stopped counting. So the fact that they stopped counting in Pennsylvania was evidence of some kind of something bad. Here, Trump is saying 3:42 in the morning. That's a weird ass time to be counting votes. Wait a second. So you've criticized both that they stopped counting votes and didn't go into the night in some states. That was evidence of fraud in some states. And here, the evidence of fraud is 3:42 in the morning. The cover of night is the idea. So it's called an indefeasible argument because you can't, well, I'm spitting up all over myself. I'm so fired up. Either way, it's part of the conspiracy. And this is often how conspiracy theorists work. So anyway, I'm not going to keep going on that. But yes, Trump addressed the nation. And then one other thing I had for you was Kayleigh Marganani saying that it's the Trump vaccine. Where is this? Yeah, listen to this.
We will have 40 million doses by the end of the year, which is a tremendous achievement, not just to have gotten a vaccine in this time, right, but to have produced 40 million in advance. It's having a businessman as president. It's the Trump vaccine. The
Trump vaccine. And what's funny is, of course, the reason that the vaccines were developed so quickly, which I'm so happy about. I mean, it's fantastic. The mRNA platform, which does not inject a piece of virus, but it's essentially injecting instructions. It's a very powerful injection of instructions as to how to deal with the virus, would the body encounter it. It just takes less time to develop. So vaccines that were part of Operation Warp Speed and the ones that weren't, and vaccines in other countries, they all were developed on the exact same timeline and all are likely to be approved within weeks of each other. Operation Warp Speed was involved in some of them and not in others. That's why the vaccine was developed quickly. It has nothing to do with Trump. It's just a faster process when you are using the mRNA platform. We've talked about it already. Okay, that's it. All right. What else do we have? Aline is asking about the boner show. Yeah, okay, so let me get to that next. I did have a Freudian slip the other day. And we kept it in the show because I thought it was so funny. Check this out. This is what happened. Let's remind you that we have a tremendous bonus show. Oh, boy. So, I mean, listen, we could have edited it out. But it's just funny. So we kept it. So that's it. The boner show was a pretty strong show. I'm not going to lie. So that's that. Aline checking in about that. What else? Oh, Dr. Chakaseki, radiologist, says, I think Kayleigh's next official step is to create a paper smoke screen by tossing files and files of paper in the air to create a factual tornado. Yes, well said. Well said. Her props are much needed. Syed Ahmad says, you're my favorite plasma boy. Keep up the good work. Oliver says, since Trump is trading pardons for money, I'm curious, can pardons be overturned or repealed after they've been granted? We have no evidence Trump is trading pardons for money. The investigation claims that there are people accepting money to go lobby Trump for pardons, but we don't want to say more than we actually are aware of. I want to say a huge thank you to Jane Leclerc, who is new member number 1 today at joinpacman.com. If we get to 100, we will be opening the phone lines. I got an OnlyFans phone call today. Do you guys want to hear it? I might be willing to play it. Let me see where we are from the standpoint of Twitch. 1, 2, 3 subs on Twitch, which puts us at 4. This is pretty funny. I'll play this for you guys. This will air on the Friday show. Take a listen to this. Hold on a second. Oh, hold on. Oh, God, that went completely wrong. Let me actually get that. I think you guys are going to like this. I couldn't stop laughing myself because this was so funny.
Hey, David, it's me. I just was wondering if you've ever reconsidered making an OnlyFans.
Sorry, if I've done making an omelet, what?
No, making an OnlyFans. Earnings season is over, and it's time for you to show us your zucchini.
That's very clever. No, listen. I think I'd be more likely. I'd be more likely to show my Granny Smith apples than any zooks, to be perfectly frank, Flippy.
That works too.
Yeah. No, but I am on Cameo, which I think is like the work-safe OnlyFans, right?
Well, that works. Well, thank you.
And by the way, where does the name Flippy come from?
Oh, just an alias online.
Oh, does it have any meaning?
No.
Does it relate to like a floppy disk, for example? Remember those 5 1/4 inches?
Oh, it's supposed to be like flippy floppy, like a stupid way to call flip flops.
Oh, I got it. By the way, are you cleaning a violin in the background?
No, it's birds. Sorry.
Oh, it's birds. Oh, okay. I think this may be the funniest phone call that we've ever received. I mentioned it afterwards to a few people, and I could not. Let's just listen to it
David,
once more,
it's
just a
me.
bit of it.
I just was wondering if you've ever reconsidered making an OnlyFans.
Sorry, if I've done making an omelet, what?
No, making an OnlyFans. Earnings season is over, and it's time for you to show us your zucchini.
That's very clever. No, listen. I think I'd be more likely. I'd be more likely to show my Granny Smith apples than. All right, so really funny phone call. That'll air on the Friday podcast. If you are not, what is this? If you are not yet getting the audio podcast, you really should. It is a very good time. Okay, continuing on here. Other super chats coming in. Johnny Minogue wonders if we'll hear from Melissa Carone and all of her flat vowels. No, I think she. Oh wait, this isn't. She's from Michigan, right? This is Michigan. Maybe we will. Bay Photo wants to know if the Boner Show is sponsored by Pfizer. Not yet. Ali Kit Kat says Flynn is advocating martial law. Is that possible? Yeah, he's out of his mind. Completely out of his mind. And M asks, what's so suspicious about ballots arriving at 4 a.m.? In my country, ballots arrive at the count for hours after the election ends. Yeah, it's weird. It's like if you stop counting, they get mad. And if you keep counting, they say 4 a.m. is a really weird time to be counting. It's like either way, it's strange to them. Very strange. And then lastly, I got a very funny email about everybody's using massive dumps now. Check out this email I got. Massive value with the new coupon. Hi, David, longtime viewer, finally signed up. I was surprised at the huge, massive dump of value the coupon code Fresh Start gave me. I hope everybody understands you're dropping massive dumps of savings all over the place. Thank you and keep up the good work, Bryce. That's a great message from Bryce. And I don't know how many of you have heard this before, but we do have a really strong Massive Dumps song parody now. This is really strong.
I was called by the biggest dumps. They call them dumps, big, massive dumps.
Top song. Here we go.
Big, massive dumps.
It's very well done.
Big, massive dumps. Big, massive dumps. Big, massive dumps.
Huge dumps.
In Michigan and Pennsylvania.
Huge dumps. Anyway, you guys get the idea. So that's a really strong song, and I hope to be able to bring more of it. There's actually a lot of there's a lot of other songs we got. Like here's just one other one.
The biggest we've ever seen.
Big, massive dumps.
Coming in rapidly.
Massive dumps.
Big, massive dumps.
Huge dumps.
Coming in rapidly.
Paint it.
Dumps.
So we got that one. That's from Rusty Lewis, DJ Physic.
And then they did dumps. They call them dumps. Big, massive dumps. In Michigan, in Pennsylvania. Big, massive dumps.
So they're coming in from all over. It's nonstop, in fact. These just will not stop being sent to us, which is great. Really creative stuff coming in from the audience. If you're just joining us, we are standing by from what we are expecting to be comedically valuable and mimetic testimony from Rudy Giuliani. Something about fraud, Freud, or fraud we are expecting to hear any moment now. Absolutely any moment. I do want to say thank you to Justine Atwood, who is new member number 5 today at joinpacman.com. And also a big thank you to Jimmy Tenpins, as well as Darth Bane for the Twitch subs, which puts us at 7. If we get to 100, I will open the phone lines, and I would love to hear from you guys, and we will get to that a little bit later. A bunch of people asking whether I saw the Trump video earlier. I did. We played one clip from it earlier on stream, and I will do a full breakdown tomorrow of that. So we've got that covered. And then what else did I have for you guys? I always come prepared. I guess we've gotten through a lot of material already. I have a couple other things, but I'll save them in case we need them a little later. Okay. People recommending various political parody songs and things like that. Always very, very much appreciated. This, I wanted to mention this. All right. Tomorrow night, this is non-political. This is a break from politics. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, I am running a chess tournament, friendly tournament. Anybody can play. I'm co-hosting it with international chess master Levy Rosman, who streams really strongly under the name Gotham Chess. Grandmaster Benjamin Feingold will be playing. We have some other potential large names who will be playing. Anybody can play, okay? DavidPacman.com/chess will direct you to our chess club on chess.com. And then tomorrow, within an hour of the start, you'll be invited to the actual tournament, okay? DavidPacman.com/chess. No rating cap, no rating floor. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. We're going to be dumping massive amounts of chess tomorrow night. Okay, so davidpacman.com/chess. I hope to see all of you. It'll be a 90-minute tournament tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Really, really, it's going to be a great thing, just a break from the politics. That's all it is. If you don't like it, if you want only politics, you don't have to play. It's building community. Levy Rosman and I will be streaming. I believe we've invited Eric Rosen. Levy was supposed to invite Eric Rosen. And that'll be tomorrow, okay? DavidPacman.com/chess. Okay, what else do we have going on from the standpoint of the show? Any end of year break? Yeah, we'll be here. We're here so that we're here every day, weekday, until the last week of the year. So the week of December 28th, we're taking that entire week off, and that'll include sort of like the Christmas weekend, and then the New Year's weekend, and then we'll be back at it on January 4th. So that will be our break. Yeah, people asking if the membership numbers are still rough. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I know that they're, in the interest of, a lot of people do this thing where you always have to hype everything as if everything's just the best and everything's perfect. I've been upfront that the last 3 weeks have been a disaster for us in terms of memberships. And it's because of what's going on financially and end of the year and a lot of things happening at once. Oh, the tyranny response team is in the room in case anybody's concerned. The tyranny response team is here in case there's any tyranny. But the truth is, the last 3 weeks, every day, 25 to 50 people are canceling memberships. And that's a lot for us. For a membership program our size, every day to lose 25 or 50 people, it's not good. So I get what's going on. People email me. They say, David, I lost my job. David, I got my hours cut. David, I need to buy a gift for the holiday for my kid. Like, I totally get it. But that's why we are now completely blowing out. I mean, these are discounts that certainly will not be legal under the next administration. We're offering 70% off, which makes memberships like $1.80 a month. It's not a lot of money. If you have a buck or two to throw our way, please do sign up at joinpacman.com. We estimate about 0.7% of our audience supports in some way, and that's fine. The show is for everybody. I'm perfectly happy. If we could get to even 1% of our audience supporting, we would be good. But you can go to joinpacman.com. I promise you, with average computer skills, it takes under a minute to sign up. And your name will pop up on my screen, and I will thank you, and the bar will fill up, and we will open phone lines, and it'll just be great. It'll just be great for everybody. Let's see. Any people saying that I know everybody's the code is fresh start. I know people like to joke. It's fresh shart. It's not. It's just fresh start. All one word, all lowercase. And the code, it works very, very strongly. I promise you the code works. Okay. Honestly, what will you do if from some 1 in a million chance, Trump, who I hate, pulls it off and is our next president? Be honest. I would be extremely concerned for the future of the country if Trump were able to pull that off. I just don't see any way that he's going to do it. Judd tells me to keep appearing on Fox News. Wars are won one battle at a time. Yeah, the last time I was supposed to be on Fox News, I showed up and they said, "Oh, didn't anybody call you? We canceled the segment." I said, "No, nobody called me." And they said, "Oh, let us know how much you paid for the Uber and we'll reimburse you." It's not even worth the time. It's just, don't waste my time. That's the point. And I've never been invited back. Destiny is going on Tim Pool's podcast tomorrow. That should be a barrel of laughs. We're waiting. Yeah, we are waiting for Rudy Giuliani at this point in time. Want to say thanks to Spudnik for gifting 5 subs on Twitch. Very much appreciate that. And actually, with the addition of those subs, we are now at, that's +5, which puts us at 12. And I also want to say thank you to Cameron McCabe, signed up at joinpacman.com, Dylan Lieberman, Cole Smith, Nicole Zanowski, Sam Brody, Matthew Garchick, as well as Hugh Aaron Ambo, which is 7, and that puts us at 19. If anybody's just joining us, the Tyranny Response Team is in the room. This gentleman here, as you can see, he's part of the Tyranny Response Team. So fear not, there will be no tyranny at this hearing because this guy is here, and it looks like he's got, I guess it's maybe a mini tripod in his back pocket or a taser. I don't know. So that is that. No Car Garage says, what would it take for you to post a drum cover? Oh, I want to record some stuff soon. I mentioned on stream yesterday, I got my Focusrite Scarlett for being able to record my electronic drums. My plan is to add some drum tracks to some of the original songs that have been created for the show. So I'm more or less ready for that. And we'll be doing that very, very soon. Matt says, I hope they have beach towels for Rudy's face today. Yeah, I think Rudy probably switched to a different hair dye. I would be shocked if Rudy's face melts again today. I don't think it's going to happen. Let's see what else is going on. Yeah, there's an aspect of this event that's just sad. Oh, good. We have two different shots. That's good. We want to get all the angles there. Are masks not required indoors in Michigan? Yeah, I continue to wonder. I don't know. I have no idea. Well, mask optional, I guess, at this event. Denver wants to know if we can get a dumps-related coupon code. Yeah, I would consider doing. I mean, listen, I would establish something and then maybe make a coupon code like Massive Dump 45, and it could be like a 45% off coupon. I think that could be interesting to people. Just an idea. Shout out from Brooklyn Broski, always here to support. Thanks, Mario. Appreciate that. We should be just minutes from the start of this event. Oh, wow. A bunch of people just grabbed memberships. Holy shit. The membership page is on fire. Wow. Hold on a second. Are these numbers accurate? Let me look at this. So we had, hold on a second, 54 and 9, 55 and 9. That's 40. Wow. 46. 46 people just signed up on the website. That's insane. That puts us at 65. Wow, we may get phone lines opened after all. That's actually nuts. That's a huge dump of memberships all at once. And hold on, 63. That's another 8. I don't think we've ever actually accumulated memberships at this speed. That's bonkers. If people are asking if this is a real hearing, listen, there's a guy with a Tyranny Response Team shirt. That should tell you everything you need to know about whether this is a real hearing or not. Okay, and also a big thank you to the 5 additional Twitch subscribers at twitch.tv/David Pakman. We're going to be having a very big sort of meeting, I guess we would call it, over the next couple of weeks with the full David Pakman Show team about the 2021 objectives. And I have 2 big platform goals for I don't know if people care about this stuff, but we actually do, think about these things. 2 big goals for 2021 from the standpoint of platforms. One is we have heard rumors that IGTV will be launching a sort of similar monetization program to Facebook and YouTube. So we are looking to expand significantly on IGTV. A lot of people, I'm not doing a Trump thing when I say this. A lot of people really don't know this, but we actually have a nice presence on Instagram, 75,000 followers, and our clips often get 20, 30, 40,000 views on Instagram. So we want to grow on IGTV next year and Twitch. We want to get certainly to the 100,000 subscribers and continue building on Twitch. November was our best month ever from the standpoint of Twitch. And so Twitch is going to be a big part of 2021. That's for sure. And of course, me getting a show on Newsmax and OAN. Absolutely. Absolutely. No doubt about it. The dude says, why is it the Dems need to work to bring us together when the Republicans were willing to let this go on? There's no way to work with these insane people, right? You're completely correct. You are absolutely and completely correct. Why is it up to Joe Biden to unify everybody? Trump hasn't even accepted that he lost. Why should the guy who Trump doesn't even acknowledge is replacing him now all of a sudden be responsible for division versus unity? It's ridiculous. Now, that being said, Joe Biden picking Neera Tanden to his cabinet is a disaster. And I did a segment about that today on the show. And it was very, very, I think it was a very, very important segment. We just got 23 more signups at joinpakman.com, putting us at 101. So we will be opening phone lines. We will be opening phone lines later on. We are still standing by here for Rudy Giuliani. And it looks like they're banging a gavel here. Whoop, hold on a second.
Proposal 3
is to look at how these laws are working.
So what on earth is going on?
Listen to Republican and Democrat clerks to hear their ideas on how we can improve our laws moving forward. We've issued subpoenas to our Secretary of State. You probably know that, millions and millions of these mailings went out to people, unsolicited absentee ballot applications. And I've got calls and emails from people who say that this person died. This person moved out of state 10
not
years
this
ago.
again.
But yet they got these applications. And so we took a pretty much unprecedented step to issue subpoenas in order to get to the bottom of how this list was created, why did they send this? So we can look at that and we can improve moving forward. So that's been a lot of the role of this committee. Citizens have serious concerns about the election in Michigan. They've expressed that concern to myself and other legislators. We've received thousands of phone calls and emails. Elections must be trustworthy and accurate. That includes access and transparency for observers, correct tabulations, and proper checks to ensure votes are legally cast. Citizens become frustrated and demand answers when a large number of precinct tabulations don't reconcile, or when election observers for one party feel they were treated unfairly, or when an independent audit is not performed.
Is it just me, or are the lights pulsating? You guys see that?
And we have a responsibility as legislators to ensure trust in voting results. Mr. Giuliani will be coming before our committee today. He's expressed concerns with how Michigan conducted its elections, and he's President Trump's personal attorney. This hearing allows the people of Michigan to go straight to Mr. Giuliani to evaluate evidence presented by him and get answers that were...
Let's maybe switch over here.
To go straight to Mr. Giuliani to evaluate evidence presented by him and get answers that we're seeking.
Oh, there will be evidence today.
We'll also be able to talk to people who have...
They just brought him a sandwich, I guess.
With alleged voter fraud in our state. And we want to hear their stories. We want people to listen to those and an opportunity to ask questions and to learn more about those things. And then ultimately we can make a decision about whether it's true fraud or not. But we have to have these discussions. When certifying the election results, Michigan's Board of Canvassers is made up of 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans. They unanimously asked this legislature to look into issues that have arisen.
It could be fraudulent fraud. You guys know that, right?
The Board of Canvassers, in a bipartisan vote earlier, requested the Secretary of State demand processes are better followed in Detroit. We are fulfilling the board's request by holding this hearing, and we will request the Secretary of State improve election processes when problems are found. So I hope today's hearing will be constructive as we examine our state's election system and work to
I think it will be illuminating for sure.
Feel strongly that our democracy depends on discussions like the one we're about to have today.
Discussion.
With that, I'd like to welcome up Mr. Giuliani and Jenna Ellis.
Oh my God, Ellis is
attorneys
there
for
too.
President Trump. Yeah, wherever. That's right. There's one there. And
this is going to be a shit show, guys.
Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr. Chairman, Mr.
Yes.
Chairman. Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Hold on. Do you have a point of order?
Yes, I do, Mr. Chairman.
What's your point of order?
I would like to ask Mr. Giuliani to please stand and raise your right hand.
Oh, he's going to try to swear him in.
Sworn before this committee.
Oh, he's trying to swear him in.
Mr. Chairman,
You're out of order.
Mr. Chairman, it is.
You have a point of order.
Yes, I do, Mr.
Beautiful. I mean, it gets to the heart of this. These are meaningless.
I have the right before this committee, as a representative, to swear any witness before this committee to uphold the law. That is my right as a. It's my
He's
right
not going to allow him to be sworn in.
Let's continue.
Well then, Mr. Chair, I appeal the rule of the chair, and I'd like to ask the committee to please take a vote on this ruling because
swear him
it is
in.
my right as a representative.
Beautiful.
To make sure that anybody before this
Who
committee
is this guy?
Is truthful, and we have the right as members to swear anybody.
All right, then let's call the roll.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. A motion to swear a witness in requires a vote of this committee.
No, it does not.
All right, we're gonna go at ease.
This should be interesting.
That's fine. Let's just do it. You ready? We'll take it.
I mean, listen, Rudy will lie either way. Don't get me wrong.
Okay. Okay. And can I speak to it?
This is very interesting. So if you're just joining us, one member of this committee tried to just swear in Rudy Giuliani, and notably, they're never sworn in during these things. These things are meaningless. And the guy running the committee said no.
All right, so you call the roll on the motion, which is to appeal the ruling of the chair.
Okay, now they're going to vote.
To appeal the ruling of the chair, Chair Hall?
No.
Representative Riley?
No.
Weber?
No.
S. Johnson?
No.
LeBave?
No.
Schroeder? C.A. Johnson?
Yes.
Camilleri?
Yes.
LeGrand? Yes. Mr. Chair, you have 3 yeas, 5 nays, no pass.
Oh. I guess they don't have the votes.
The chair stands.
All right, so with that, Mr. Giuliani, please proceed with your testimony.
Testimony.
And Jenna Ellis as well. We want to hear you, and then we'll call up witnesses after that. Thank you.
All right, here we go. So his mic is off, apparently.
Mr. Chairman and members of the committee, it's my understanding that I'm here in my capacity as an attorney, not as a witness. If you want to question me as a witness, that's a different matter. But also, I'm the attorney for the president. Ethically, I don't know what that would mean if you turn me into a witness.
Yeah, you're here to testify. No one's under oath. This is like any committee hearing, sir, where we're just taking testimony from members of the public to talk about what happened here in the election.
Just my understanding from appearing before Congress many times is when I appear in the role as a lawyer, I'm not under oath. When I appear as a witness, I am under oath.
That's important to him.
Yes.
He doesn't want to be under oath.
Attorney for someone, and it's a case involving then, it would be unethical for me to be a witness. But
yeah, and sir, here in Michigan, we don't administer oaths to people who testify. It's almost unprecedented in this legislature.
Well,
we don't give a shit what you say.
Out of order.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to be very brief because I have a number of witnesses, and the whole purpose of asking for this hearing is because for 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, all we've heard is that there are unsubstantiated allegations of fraud. It began as unfounded allegations of fraud. Then it became unsubstantiated allegations of fraud. Then it became allegations of fraud, but not big enough to overturn an election. And then it became allegations of fraud that really couldn't be completely investigated between now and the election, but are going to require substantial investigation after the inauguration. So it's changed a great deal, but in that period of time, no one's bothered to look at the evidence. No one's bothered to listen to the witnesses. I'm not a witness.
Right.
I didn't witness any of this. Everything I'm presenting to you, I'm presenting you as a lawyer. These are the words of other people. And in your case, in the state of Michigan.
Do you think Jenna Ellis's smirk is because she thinks what Rudy's doing is great, or because she's embarrassed to even be participating?
Fraud on what I would consider, I would also consider myself an expert on prosecuting fraud. I would consider a massive amount of evidence. What I'm holding in my hand are affidavits.
Gish Gallop by paper.
These are sworn under oath. They have the power of evidence because they're sworn under oath. These are the things on which you bring indictments. And they allege massive cheating. Particularly on the part of the Democrat Party of Detroit, to the extent of easily 500,000, 600,000, 700,000 illegal votes, calculated many different ways.
Courts have heard that. They don't buy it.
The case is an analysis of the voting machine that you used in much of the state, I believe much of the state, not all, Dominion, which broke down in Antrim County. That alerted people to take a look at it, and lo and behold, it became a tremendous surprise to the people of America. Did you want this closer? I'm sorry. It was a very big surprise to me that our votes are sent out of the United States. It's also a big surprise to me that our votes are counted by a foreign company. And it's even a bigger surprise to me that if you do the slightest bit of due diligence, you will find out that this company has been in trouble many, many times.
Say Hugo Chavez.
In the state of Texas.
Please say Nicolas Maduro.
Another name was thrown out of Chicago. In its infancy, had ties with Hugo Chavez, Venezuela, conducted fraudulent elections in 2 South American countries.
There it is.
And have been disqualified in several other countries and states. It appears as if whoever your elections officials are selected this without the slightest bit of even Googling the company, where if you did, you would find out that it's considered to be the most insecure voting machine available to us, and has resulted in enormously terrible problems. I'd like to put into the record a letter written by my congresswoman many years ago, Carolyn Maloney, who pointed out all of the problems with this company.
A really old letter.
I'd also put in the record letters from Elizabeth Warren and somebody else that I can't remember right now, but another United States senator.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you were doing with this company, and one of the things I would suggest is
you take a good
I'd like to put in a letter from Bozo the Clown, who believes these machines were used at the Clown of the Year ceremony and that they are solely responsible for him coming in third place.
We have preliminary data on how it can be invaded. We would need to examine the rest of the machines. And if we did, we could probably tell you to some degree of certainty exactly how many votes were changed, the formula by which they were changed, and if they were directed overseas, because there are some indications that the vote was being sent to Frankfurt, Germany, or to Barcelona, to a company called Seitel. That's a brief overview, but I think I would rather start because this woman, I would just ask the indulgence of the committee.
This woman?
Miss Jacob is a very, very fine woman. She's never testified before.
She's fine.
She is exceedingly concerned for many reasons.
Yeah.
And if everybody could just be courteous in questioning her, I would really appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
So I'd like to call Jesse Jacob.
All right.
Does he already get to call people?
Just to be clear, I didn't say this before. The way we're going to run this format, my goal is to be done by 9. That's about 3 hours. We might go a few minutes over since
We're not going that long, guys. Don't worry.
Goal. We're going to allow each witness to come up, and at that point, we'll allow members of the committee to ask a question. The question has to be germane to the topic. This is about the Michigan elections, okay? I'll allow one question per member, no follow-ups, one question, okay? That's how we're going to do it for each witness. And you know, that's because of the shenanigans. I was going to allow a little leeway, but I'm not now. All right, we're going to do one question per witness.
I was going to let actual questioning happen until someone talked about swearing in Rudy Giuliani.
And then lastly, at the end, Mr. Giuliani will take those questions. That's how we're going to do it. So I understand Jesse Jacobs is first.
Could I have Jenna say a word or two?
Yes, of course. Why don't you go ahead?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the committee. And I appreciate your calling this session, Mr. Chairman, and that we have members that are both Democrats and Republicans here. But you're all here in your capacity as legislators, and this is not a political question. This is a legal one. When you have what you will see before you as substantial evidence of fraud and corruption in an election, it's your obligation under the United States Constitution to not allow the corruption to continue.
Right.
And under Article 2, Section 1.2, the state legislators are the entity that our founders specifically vested with the authority to ensure against a corrupt popular vote.
If it's a legal question, it should be in court, and they lost 40 times in court, so they're here.
Be asking you to take action on this. You've already heard from a number of witnesses and other people and evidence over the past day and a half. I would ask you all to put aside your party affiliation and look openly and honestly at these witnesses and this evidence, because here we're all Americans. And our founders specifically provided this tool, the state legislature, to be able to combat.
The fact that this is even happening is a global laughingstock. I hear, every time I cover this, I'll get like 2 emails from people saying, David, you're not taking the evidence seriously enough. Have you guys listened to the so-called evidence? Yesterday, a woman complained for 40 minutes that she didn't like how she was treated when she was working as a poll worker and didn't like that some of the poll workers during their breaks were on their phones. I mean, it's like, the courts have heard it, guys. It's just absolutely crazy.
Legislators very, very seriously. The law is on your side because the U.S. Constitution is on your side. And we would be happy to answer any questions about that at the end of this proceeding. But thank you very much for your time and attention today.
Yeah.
Thank you. And there will be questions about that, I assure you. Are we ready for Ms. Jacobs? Mm-hmm. All right, please, Ms. Jacobs, when you're ready.
Let's see what this is about, guys.
Welcome to the House Oversight Committee. And when you sit down, you push the red button there.
You don't have to swear in.
Turn on the microphone, and you can speak. And just to be clear, you speak. We're not. When you're done, we'll allow one question per member, but we're not going to interrupt you. So I just want everyone to be cognizant of the fact our goal is to be done a little after 9. So welcome and thank you for coming here today to tell your story.
What a joke. Here we go.
With Miss Jacob is her husband. Your full name is?
Sunny Jacob. Sunny Jacob.
And your full name is?
Jesse Jacob.
And Jesse, you're a resident of Detroit?
Yes, I am.
And you were born in India, is that correct?
Yes, I am.
And you came to the U.S. in 1985?
That's true.
And you and your husband became United States citizens?
Yes, in 1995.
And how many children do you have, Jesse?
3 children.
It's funny how the legislator said the questions must be germane to the voter fraud. And Rudy's asking family history here. How many kids do you have?
The older one, she said, she's my oldest daughter. She's practicing.
We're on jobs of the children, but the legislators have to ask germane questions. Can you imagine what's going on here, guys?
2014, yes.
And
my son.
Your son?
He's doing his fellowship in child and adolescent psychiatry at Dallas Southwestern University.
How are the kids' employment details relevant to whether Joe Biden didn't really win Michigan? You understand, right?
So let's get right to it.
Oh, okay.
On September, you've been an employee of the city of Detroit for many, many years. Is that correct?
That is true.
Approximately how long?
Since 1986.
And by the way, I hate to keep interrupting, but it's not like we're missing anything that important. I thought she was giving testimony rather than a Q&A with, I don't understand this.
Election duties, were you not?
That is true.
And you were assigned to the 3rd floor of the election department.
The 4th floor. The 4th floor of the
okay.
election department at West Grand Boulevard location.
And what were you told you were supposed to do?
The first day, basically, we were all, it's about, let me see how many people, about 40 to 60 people on that floor. We were, first they were, giving all kinds of instructions, how this training is going to be. And then in the afternoon.
So it sounds like we're not even on election day, we're just on training period.
Received the headquarters, that is the mail for application for absentee ballot request. So basically that's what we were doing the whole week, first week, starting from September 8th.
So we're in September right now.
It was 9 to 4 p.m. So the entire group was working from 9 to 4, opening the mails, sorting out the mails. And we were asked to sort out according to the counting board, 134 counting boards. So there are 134 counting boxes.
Like, is this funny?
So,
is this funny or just sad? I can't tell.
The applications that you have opened.
Did there come a time, Ms. Jacob, in about the 3rd week of September, when you were asked to change date?
So about I think they're around September 20th or 22nd. Yeah, I would say 22nd, 3rd week of September. We were kind of started packing, making the ballot packages to be sent to different citizens. And what we do is we will do for different counting boards, 50 pack, 50 application will be there. So you will be making packages of 50 ballots. And on the floor, they will let you know what date need to be.
People are pointing out that in a court of law, this would be considered the most leading series of questions, and none of it would be even remotely allowed by a judge. You guys are completely correct. I mean, but remember, these people aren't even under oath.
Whenever you prepare that package, the ballot package is always either 3 days, back date, 3 days, not the same day, always days before that date.
So starting on the 20th of September.
22nd.
22nd?
Yes.
22nd of September.
Yes.
For some days thereafter.
Yes.
Each day you were given a different date?
Yes.
In order to backdate?
Yeah. Yes.
The application. Is that right?
Yes.
And it was a different date each day?
Sometimes you use the same date. maybe consecutive days, maybe you will use the same date, but it was different.
But it was never the correct date.
It never be the same day, the day you are preparing the package.
In other words, it was a false statement.
Yeah, it was a date prior to that date that you are preparing
Who told you to do that?
Whoever was the supervisor on the floor that day.
Was it one supervisor or more than one supervisor who told you to backdate it every day?
There were more than one supervisor, not just one, more than one. So I would say 1 to 3 supervisors.
And how long did you have that position? Until you left that position after a short while.
Yes.
Can you tell us how long you held that position?
Yeah, I worked at the 4th floor of the election department till October 2nd, that's a Friday. September 30th, I was sent for training for the QVF trainings. September 30th and October 1st, I was at training. Then October 2nd was my last day working at the election headquarters. And from October 5th onwards, I was asked to work as a processor at one of the satellite sites out of 23
You guys
satellite
getting
sites.
this?
First, I was sent to...
Soon we're going to get to the evidence.
...at Lasher and 6 Mile. Then I was asked to go to Common Air Recreation Center at Bradbury Drive near downtown.
Did she say commandeer?
October 12th.
Well, up until the time you left,
Yes.
how many co-workers did you have when you were backdating the documents?
You mean at the election headquarters?
Yes, at the original place that you worked.
Okay. After, I think around September 15th or so, they started the second shift. Until then, it was only from 9 to 4.
Understand how, so like, it's hard to even put into words how crazy this all is. This is before legislators. This is not before a court, first and foremost. The election's been certified. These people have not been sworn in. And you have a partisan attorney who works for Trump asking leading questions to an individual. It's hard to imagine less valuable. I can't even call it testimony because it's really not. It's almost like a scripted partisan show.
Package that will be entered to QVF as the ballot mailing date. That's what it is.
And then the law requires, doesn't it? You correct me because you know it much better than I do.
Yeah.
That within 24 hours of your receiving the application, you have to respond. Is that correct?
Yeah, per the state of Michigan's official manual, you are required to issue a ballot within 24 hours of the request, the application request. That's what I read in the Michigan official's manual, the chapter 6. That's what it is written. So I don't know, when I was preparing the package, when I was preparing the package in third week of September, I even saw applications from June, July, August. So.
And what happened to the June, July, and August applications? Were they dated differently?
No, the application, the citizens' applications, the date.
This happens on every one of these where Rudy starts to get confused about what the claims even are. And like, he looks increasingly confused by what's even being alleged. This happens with almost every one of these so-called witnesses.
Which you estimated was about 10 days.
Oh, and people asking why Rudy isn't melting. See how his hair is gray? It seems that he didn't use the spray dye today.
Yeah, from September 22nd till, I would say, till September 30th. Yeah, about 10 days. I mean, I was there till October 2nd.
And you estimated, when we went over this, about 10,000 a day.
Yeah, anywhere between 10,000 to 15,000. Yeah, sometimes we will be able to complete. I even remember 14,000 packages. Sometimes it's 12,000. So
So
You
it's
get-
14,000 packages times 50 ballots each. Are those the numbers she's saying that she was handling?
Before we leave this, would your supervisor say this to all of you publicly? In other words, he would say, today, the date we're going to use is
This day.
whatever.
Yes. Yeah, that's the
In other words,
announcement.
you had the phony date of the day. to
Yeah,
put
that's
down.
the announcement they will make. Yes, on the floor. Yes.
Then on then you were transferred and you went for training.
Yeah, on September 30th from 9 to 11:30 p.m. a.m. Then also on October 1st. Those were the 2 days I was sent for training at Wayne County Community College from 9 to 11:30 morning session. Then afternoon you will come back to the election headquarters.
And what do you remember of your training?
It was a sunny day.
What were you told during the training?
It was not good.
It was not good?
No.
Well, how wasn't it good?
I mean, first of all, when I was at the Wayne County Community
Wasn't
College
good.
from 9 to 11:30, it's about, I would say, around 20 to 25 people. There were two groups, so I was
Wasn't
with the
good.
second group. The first group training was from September 28 and 20.
Imagine Rudy saying, this is the wrong witness. These questions were for a different witness. Jenna, what the hell's going on?
I would say around 20, 25 people in each group. But what I found out when I went there, I tried to log into one of the laptop. It was not working. Then I tried another one. It was not working.
The laptops weren't working.
So we had problems with the laptops. I couldn't even log into the system.
One of them was reportedly running Windows 3.1.
Listen, just listen. You don't need a laptop, okay? So basically we were just I would say at least out of 20, 25.
You have a tape recording of this, don't you? That you don't want to share because you don't want the person who said this hurt. Is that correct?
No. So what I did was, since I didn't have a laptop, I didn't have nothing in front of me, I asked the instructor, can I record your lecture? Because I have to be from October 5th, I have to be by myself. I have to work as a processor. So I want to learn something. So I asked the instructor, can I record your lecture? She said, sure, you can record. So with her permission, I recorded the lecture.
So when we listened to it last night, did the instructor from the city of Detroit tell you it doesn't matter if the address is wrong or the birth date is missing or there are no names? You must try and find a birth date.
Yeah,
And if the signatures look different, find something about them that's the same. No application should be rejected. Is that the sum and substance of what? Was it a she or a he?
That's a she.
Is that what the female told you?
The female.
In a nutshell, that's what basically, you have to do everything to make sure, that voter, at the end, that voter should get a ballot and vote. So,
Even if the address was wrong.
See, sometimes when the voters walk in,
I don't know, guys.
they just give you the house number and the street name, but you have different ways to, you can search the voter, different ways you can locate the voter. Sometimes you are lucky, you will be able to find everything for that voter, then you can process the ballot. But that won't be the case for everybody.
And suppose you can't find everything for that person. What do you do then?
The instructors sometimes tell you, you should set aside that application and we will send that application back to the election headquarters, let them take care of it.
Seems
When
reasonable.
you did that, what happened to it?
I don't know what happened after that.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
not her
know.
job.
It was sent. And also I was also instructed with regard to how to verify the signatures. You have to do everything so that the signatures, you have to match it.
This will never be done by 9 p.m.
Well, during the time that you worked there, which should be about a month,
Yes.
except for you, did you ever see any other application rejected as deficient?
No.
Didn't you see people that came up to you that you rejected?
Didn't she just say that there were cases where they would send the applications back And then she said when she was asked, and what happened, she didn't say, well, it never happened. She said, I don't know what happened. And now she says, I never saw one rejected. Well, but what?
5th, that's the first day the early voting started.
Thanks, Hannah Reloaded, for the raid. Appreciate that.
October 12th. Daily, I would say the first week we had like about 8-9 voters all day from 9 till 6. Then second week maybe about 15. But the third week and the last week of October, we had more. And I remember two or three times, I had to reject, I think at 2 or 3 occasions to reject the ballot. And they were so angry. And they were so, angry, and they will sometimes, call you all kinds of names. Oh, you are saying I cannot vote? You don't count my ballot? And things like that. And I will say, I'm so sorry, I cannot do, then I will ask my supervisor what to do. And then supervisor will say, Jesse, I don't know. Then you know what?
I see Ben Feingold in the chat saying this makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I'm understanding none of this. And it has nothing to do with this woman's accent, by the way. I want to make that clear. And regardless of any accent, I've not understood what a single witness was doing here.
You can go to any of that satellite locations.
Ms. Jacob?
Yes.
I don't want you to do this if you feel uncomfortable.
Uh-oh.
But would you be comfortable taking your mask off so that people could hear you more clearly?
Oh, my God.
Can you hear me now?
Not clear.
Can everyone hear it clearly?
We can hear it. We can hear you.
Okay.
Rudy demanding the mask come off, even though it's completely unnecessary. Everybody's like, we can hear her fine.
We're there. Did you observe her coaching voters to vote for Biden and the Democrat ticket?
Is it possible it's not that Rudy can't hear her? Nothing she's saying is making an iota of sense. And Rudy's thinking it must be that her mask is making it sound like she's saying things that don't make sense. Maybe if the mask comes off, I'll know what she's talking about.
For the election, were others of the workers there helping people to vote for Biden and the Democratic ticket and even going into the little booth with them?
Yeah, I remember on November 2nd, specifically, that's the last day of absentee voter, November 2nd, 4 p.m., that's the deadline. So that day we had lots of people coming to the center.
Rudy's probably thinking, these masks don't let you breathe. She's probably hypoxic and making no sense.
I don't remember that person's name, but he was working as a ballot runner, and he was going to the polling booth and standing by the side of the voter and helping them to complete the ballot, assisting the voter.
Are Rudy's notes written in Sharpie or crayon?
I was really concerned, but I didn't say anything. I don't know whether my supervisor saw that. She was in the room, but he was doing that.
Did you find that wrong, unacceptable?
I knew it is wrong, but I didn't say.
Pardon me?
I knew it is wrong, but I'm just a processor there. It's up to the supervisor. I didn't say anything.
Right.
And then was there a day when 3 people came in wearing Black Lives Matter T-shirts?
Whoa.
I think it was on November 2nd, you said?
Hold on a second.
They were going to the voting booth and helping people to vote?
No, what they did was, I think it was earlier than that. I don't remember the exact date, but there were 3 of them. One was holding the flag and one was wearing, I think all of them were wearing the...
And Ms. Jacob, what was the race of these individuals?
Black Lives Matter or something like that. And one of them, actually, he wanted to drop his... they were there to drop off their absentee ballot. So they walked into the room and they were dropping... One of them were dropping the ballot into the box. So the other one was cheering and the other one was taking picture and things like that.
That's suspicious.
I knew it is also not right, but I cannot do anything.
It wasn't right to cheer voting?
I was just sitting on my desk and
why is that bad?
Doing my processing job, that's all.
Now, about 14 days before the election, your supervisor, who I think you told me...
She observed liberals voting, and it felt very wrong
she
to
had
her.
a meeting with her boss. and that you should stop asking for driver's license or photo ID.
Yeah, what she told me was they are all registered voters. You don't need any photo ID or driver's license. They can just, come and vote. Let the people vote. So basically, but as a processor, I was not comfortable doing that. So myself, I was, when they come to my table, I used to ask them at very low voice, can I see your driver's license, please?
She would whisper.
I used to get from all of them
Show me your
to make
driver's license.
myself comfortable when I am issuing the ballot. But I was told not to ask because they are all registered voters.
You asked them for driver's licenses and photo ID?
Yes, I did.
And what happened?
I mean, that way I can verify their signature, the signature on the driver's license, with the signature on the application, and also the signature in the QVF. So I can verify all those three. And when they return the ballot to me, I can see how they are signing.
If Rudy has 10 pages of notes per witness, it's going to be a long night.
The return envelope. So basically, all four locations, in the QVF file, on the driver's license, and on the application, and on the ballot return envelope. So they are good. If all four of them are matched, I will receive that ballot into the QVF. I'll save it, and I will place my initial on the ballot return envelope, ballot number, date, and again initial. So 2 initials I have to place on the ballot return envelope when I am receiving the ballot into the QVF. So I was doing that for each and every ballot that I issued. That's what is required by the Michigan official manual.
Now, your co-workers didn't do that, and they asked you, didn't they? Why do you do it? And didn't you say, for my peace of mind?
Yeah, the driver's license, the point when they said you don't need driver's license, I said, for my peace of mind, I'm going to ask, anyway, I'm going to get the driver's license. And
I'm being told that Super Jew was just a name that scrolled by along the bottom of the screen. I don't know what that is. I assume that these are donors to this stream. I don't know. They've got a hell of a lot of donors, by the way.
Enter the voter's name correctly into the system, and also to verify the signature. And also, of course, the photo ID.
Did you also have to check signatures?
Yes, you do. That's the first thing you do before you even start processing the ballot.
And weren't you on several occasions, didn't you turn people down?
Yeah.
Got very angry at you, and then they went to one of your coworkers, and your coworkers accepted them?
One time I remember one young gentleman.
This is a very strange hearing. I don't know how else to even describe it.
His signature at QVF file.
And Rudy's notes really look to be written in Sharpie or some kind of black crayon.
The signature in the file, and he said, "Oh, that's not. I don't sign like that. That was from 10 years ago. I don't sign anymore. I don't sign like that anymore." Then I said, "Sorry, I cannot do anything. But I think at that point, I think he walked out. Even though the supervisor, she was there, I don't think supervisor did anything. I think the gentleman walked out.
So she's essentially describing that Black Lives Matter T-shirts made her think something wrong was going on, and she decided to ask for ID to feel good, despite the fact that that was not the protocol that she was told to apply.
Deal with it. And then how were you told to deal with it?
What I do is when the voter walk into the room, the person at the front desk, they will bring the driver's license. That is the first 2 weeks of October.
This is their best witness, by the way.
They will bring the application, and the first thing I will do is I will enter the voter, and you will do a voter search. Then the system will tell you whether city already mailed the absentee ballot to them or not. Whether there is an active ballot in the QVF system.
It sounds like she's participating in voter suppression. Like, I'm more concerned by how she's preventing people from voting than anything she's described so far.
Come to you. They said, I never requested a ballot. I never received any ballot. I never requested for a ballot. Can I vote now? I'm here. I want to vote now. I said, of course. I mean, I can spoil the ballot. Then I can issue another ballot and you can vote. So I have done that many times. But for the
look at Rudy's face.
I was instructed to do like that. But for the Michigan officials manual, you are required to get a affidavit from that person, stating that I couldn't find my ballot or I didn't receive the ballot or whatever. I don't know, but an affidavit need to be submitted. But we were just asking them to fill a form. That's what we were doing. But they didn't have to bring that ballot back to you.
Jenna's saying,
the first ballot
let's
that
end
was
this
already
testimony.
mailed to them, they didn't have to bring it back. I remember during that 1 month period, maybe I got some of them voluntarily bring. I got maybe around 5 or 10 of them total. That's all. But you are not required to bring it back. Just fill out a form, then you will get another.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if she's talking about applications or ballots. I genuinely have no idea.
Then I will receive that ballot into the system.
So now the other people that worked in your center, did they require the original ballot or an affidavit before they issued a new ballot?
No, none of us were trained to do that.
None of them did that?
No.
And that's what the law requires, correct?
Per the Michigan's official manual, yes. If you lost your ballot or you have a damaged ballot,
And that's so somebody doesn't vote twice, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with the first ballot.
This is where you have to say,
that's the whole point, right?
Is there evidence anyone voted
And about
twice?
32,500 of those ballots, you estimate, were issued without spoiling the original ballot?
The
period of time you were there.
If you audit the file with the City of Detroit Election Department, from the QVF, you can find out how many ballots were spoiled, how many ballots were rejected, how many ballots were deleted. All those things you can find from the exact number. It's about right. I can speak to my center where I worked, the Common Air Recreation Center location. I would say how many ballots I spoiled. The first 2 weeks there were lots of, third week of October. I would say around, I would say around 100 ballots maybe I spoiled. I may be wrong, but I don't know exact number. But
all right, guys. Well, listen, we're going to take a little bit of a step away from this. I did promise to open some phone lines, and I think we're going to do that. I don't know that this is going to be any different for the next 3 hours. So as promised, we are going to be going exclusively over to Twitch for the live calls. So we will pinch off the Facebook and YouTube streams. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button so that you're notified of future streams. But come on over to Twitch at twitch.tv/David Pakman. I will open the phone lines. I want to hear from you, and I'm going to be doing that right now as promised because we did hit this goal of 100 new members. So come on over, twitch.tv/David Pakman. I'm going to see you in just mere seconds, okay? Let's see you over there.